Hey everybody, this is Algie and I'm back with another album review, this time for Sleater-Kinney's latest, No Cities to Love. Now, like a lot of people, I was very disappointed in 2006 when they announced their hiatus. I was really glad that they didn't come out and say they were breaking up or anything like that, because that would have been a real tragedy. Not saying that they would have never gotten back together, because that happens a lot. But what also happens a lot is that when bands announce hiatuses, a lot of times they don't come back. So when they announced their new album last year, I was so excited. I can't even express how excited I was. Because I want Sleater-Kinney to go on and make terrific, awesome fucking music until the end of time. So overall, a lot of the songs have a very dancey, kind of reggae vibe to them. I was really excited to see what direction they were going to go in, because ever since the first couple of releases, this band has always experimented with each new release, and it's always cool to see what kind of sounds they're going to be playing with. Now, when you listen to this album, you can tell that this is a band that is notably energized. There is so much energy in all of the songs. It's just bursting at the seams. There also seems to be a lot more focus on the rhythmic quality of the songs. The drummer Janet really shines through on this, and it might actually even be her most powerful playing ever. There's a steady supply of head-nod-worthy grooves and plenty of tasty dance funkiness. Tasty. Almost every song has a big, powerful chorus that just gets stuck in your head, and by the end of each song, you'll probably be singing along. So something that disappointed me a little bit about this album is the lack of the use of Carrie's vocals. Now, I've heard a lot of people give Carrie Brownstein a lot of crap for her vocals. I've heard a lot of downright mean things about the way that she sings, and I think it's completely unfounded. And a lot of people might give me shit for this, but I absolutely fucking adore her voice. I just do. I've always valued passion and delivery over, technical prowess when it comes to vocals. If I can hear the emotion and the passion, and if your vocals can move me, that is so much more important to me than, if you could be on American Idol or whatever. And just something about her voice always really speaks to me. Now, of course, I'm not trying to undersell Corin's vocal contributions. She is fucking... Sometimes the sounds that she makes, I just don't even understand how she makes them. She just has such a big, powerful voice that hits you like a ton of bricks. Her vocals are absolutely astounding and are one of the de facto contributing features to the overall unique sound that Sleater-Kinney has. All I'm saying is that I wish Carrie's vocals would have been a little more prominent on the album. So Price Tag starts the album, and it's a great start. It just hits you with that power straight ahead. And Janet's snare work just really drives the whole song. It really sounds like she's just pounding the fuck out of the drums, and it's amazing. It really sets the tone for the album and really gets the energy flowing. Fangless is just so funky fresh and dance-worthy. I've never ever heard this band with so much groove. And the ethereal backing vocals in the chorus literally gives me chills. And as usual, the vocal interplay is just spot on and just really makes this tune. Next up we have Surface Envy, which is just classic Sleater-Kinney. Just fits in so well with their corpus of work. The song serves as kind of a rallying call to any group of people who have ever been oppressed by society at large or whatever, and rely on their collective group to, pull through and come out strong together. It's a song about unity, and it really, really speaks to me. Just the idea of, against all opposition, being able to pull through because of the strength of the people around you and the camaraderie that comes along with that. Being able to find people who understand you and your plight and share that plight, and to be able to band together and make things better. Again, Janet just beats the fuck out of that snare, and it just really makes me want to start jumping and screaming and singing along. Just really powerful drum work. I can't stress that enough. Janet has really, really done very well on this album. And then we have the title track, No Cities to Love, which is another reggae-infused outing that's, again, incredibly catchy. In fact, this groove fest has probably the catchiest chorus on the whole album, which I guess makes it a good choice for the title track, because you will definitely have the phrase, "No cities to love," stuck in your head. Now, there was one line in this song that spoke out to me in particular, and that was, "I've grown afraid of everything that I love." Now, just my emotional response to that, and you have to listen, I mean, that's kind of taken out of context. You don't have to really listen to it to get the full weight of what she's saying there, but it's just highly recommended. If you don't listen to anything else, this is definitely one that you should check out, No Cities to Love. And then we have A New Wave, which has a concept that's very near and dear to my heart. It deals with the struggle of preconception and kind of combating preconceived notions of what and who you are. To me, it sounds like what they're pretty much saying is that don't try to pigeonhole us. Don't try to tell us who we are. We just are who we are. And I wish a lot more people would incorporate that into their personal philosophies. Don't worry so much about what people think about you. Just be you and be happy with it. And then next we have No Anthems, which is, beyond the shadow of a doubt, one of my absolute favorite tracks from the album. It's kind of hard to choose between a couple of them. I'll let you know what the other one is by the end. But No Anthems is just so great. It just, in my mind, it's just about a perfect song. The production and the mix is just fucking totally spot on. And it features these awesome dynamic changes that are just really gripping. There's a nice ebb and flow to the song that just really reels you in and just makes it a really interesting track. You have these sonically pleasing, subdued, laid-back, attitude-ridden verses that just make me want to softly bob my head while I'm listening to. And then you're shipped off to this big, huge, heavy chorus that just makes me want to literally bang my head. I just love the dynamic changes in this song. And the guitar tones on this track are just fucking sick and killer. I mean, I know that's not the most professional or maybe understandable way to explain what I mean. It's just you have to listen to the song, especially the verses. I wish I knew how they got this tone out of their guitars. It's just so fuzzy and crunchy. And the other thing about this song is just the way that the band uses empty space in the arrangement. It's just masterful. It's just really, really well written and well produced and well mixed and well performed. And then we have Gimme Love, which, while it's still a really fucking rocking track, it is, in my opinion, the lowest point of the album, the weakest track, if you will. Which, doesn't really mean that much because it's still a great song. But if I had to choose any, I would say this is probably the weakest point. And then the lead single, Bury Our Friends, is another funkadelic jam that was the perfect choice for a lead single. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks on the album, and in my opinion, it's just an indie rock masterpiece. The riffs are absolutely killer, and the vocal interplay between Corin and Carrie are just fucking amazing. They just really, really, really exemplify the vocal talents of the two, and really bring across that unique Sleater-Kinney sound that the world has been missing so dearly. In an interview I was reading, Carrie was talking about how the song is about, being comfortable in your own skin and kind of rejecting outside criticism from people, especially like unfounded criticism. It's a song about learning to like yourself, which seems to be a reoccurring theme on the album. Like who you are and try not to listen to all the critics that try to bring you down. The lyrics are intelligent and uplifting, and I swear, as soon as the song ends, you'll wish it hadn't, and you'll wish it was still playing, and you'll probably play it again, and maybe again. Hey Darling is the next track, and the chorus of it gives me chills. It's just incredibly infectious and powerful. Now, Sleater-Kinney's guitar work has always been incredibly impressive to me, and I think this track definitely exemplifies their mastery of the instrument. I definitely believe that they deserve a lot more credit in the guitar world. So it's really, really hard to choose a favorite track on the album. But, I'm kind of leaning towards the closer, Fade, as being my absolute favorite track. It's nice and dark, forceful, compelling. Just the tone and the mood of the song just blows me away. There's a nice phaser effect on parts of the song, on the guitar and the vocals, just that really help fit the mood of the song, and retroactively the whole album. Just the mood that the soundscape creates just really helps tie the album together and just really completes the album, in my opinion. There's definitely no denying that this was the perfect track to conclude the album. It's probably one of the heaviest tracks on the collection, and will definitely leave a lasting impression as the album closes. Again, this song seems to deal with self-identity, which is, like I said, has been a reoccurring theme on the album, and kind of deals with the idea of learning to break out of this role imposed on you by society, just being yourself and not trying to fulfill whatever niche you're expected to fulfill in your surroundings in society. So, something I just want to say is that I cannot believe that Sleater-Kinney is not a household name. When I told a lot of my friends how excited I was that there was a new Sleater-Kinney album coming out, most of them had never heard of them. They had no idea who Sleater-Kinney was, and that kind of really made me sad, because they're so talented and they make such interesting music that has such positive, great messages. I just wish more people knew of the band and would give them a listen. Now, if you've never listened to the band, I just ask that you give them a chance. Just go to the search bar on YouTube, search Sleater-Kinney, and watch some of the videos for the singles. Chances are, I think there's something you'll find there that you really dig. So, in conclusion, I had a really hard time coming up with a final score for the album. I enjoyed it so much, and I always enjoyed the band a lot, and it's really hard for me to gauge what score the album deserves. But after a lot of thought, I've decided to give the album a very strong 4 Jesuses out of 5. I just know that this is an album I'm going to be coming back to a lot, listening to, I imagine, very often, and just dancing and rocking and grooving and having a good time. So that's all I've got for my review of Sleater-Kinney's No Cities to Love. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you please subscribe to Algae Stuff. Go ahead and like the video, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys later.